Hey everyone, in today's video we'll be solving merge intervals of LeetCode. The problem statement says that given an array of intervals where intervals of phi will be equal to start of phi and end of phi, we'll have to merge all the overlapping intervals and return an array of non-overlapping intervals that covers all the intervals in the input. For example, if the input is 1, 3, 2, 6, 8, 10, 15, 18, we'll have to check if two intervals are overlapping or not, and if they are overlapping, we'll have to merge them. For example, 1 and 3 is an interval. 1 is the starting point, 3 is the ending point of the interval. When you see the next interval is 2 and 6, you'll find that 2 and 6 overlap with 1 and 3 because 2 lies between 1 and 3. So from this we can make a conclusion that if the ending point of the first interval is greater than the starting point of the next interval, we'll have to merge them both with their extreme ends. So here in this case it will be 1 and 6. So the output will be 1, 6, 8, 10, 15, 18. We don't need to do anything to 8, 10, 15, 18 because they don't overlap, so we'll keep it as it is. The next example, you'll see 1, 4, 4, 5. You see 4 and 4 are overlapping, and because of that, if they are also equal, you'll add them both, you'll merge them, and you'll give the output 1 and 5. So after looking at the problem statement, we can say that we have been given the intervals in a form of two-dimensional array. So we'll also look at how we'll graphically represent the arrays in our memory. Before jumping off to the solution, I would recommend all of you to go through the problem statement once again very carefully and try and understand what the problem statement says and what solution it expects, and then move on to the solution. So let's move on to the solution. So first of all, we'll look at how we are going to form the logic. So here you'll see we have this interval 1, 3, 8, 10, 7, 8 and so on. So this is how it will be represented in the memory. This is a two-dimensional matrix. So you'll see 1 is at position 0, 0, 3 is at position 0, 1, 8 is at position 1, 0 and so on. So first of all, we'll start off by sorting our intervals by the order of the first point. That is the starting point of all the intervals. They'll basically be at the 0th position, all of them, because we don't know if 1, 3 is here or if 1, 3 is at position 3 or anything. It could be anywhere and we want to sort them. After that, you'll see here the start position is at the 0th position. The end point is at the 1's position. So first of all, before doing anything, we'll assign 1 to start and 3 to end. So we'll do something like intervals of 0, 0 is equal to start and interval of 0, 1 is equal to end. After that, we'll run a for loop. This is a range based for loop. So what this for loop will do is, it will bring all the intervals in the intervals vector. So let's say the first time the for loop runs, I of 0 will be equal to 1 and I of 1 will be equal to 3. The second time it runs, I of 0 will be equal to 8 and the I of 1 will be equal to 10 and so on. So the number of times the for loop runs will be equal to the size of intervals. So this is how it will make our program easier. Let's now look at the code part and see how we are actually going to do it. So here, before doing anything, the first case will be, what if our intervals has only one interval? It means that if intervals dot size is equal to 0, it means we have only one interval and we don't need to merge anything, so we'll return intervals. In the next step is sort our vector. Now there's one thing about sort. We can either sort our entire two-dimensional vector or we can sort it according to our starting point of our interval. that is we can sort it according to 1, 2, 8, 15. For now I am just sorting the entire intervals, all the intervals in order. Later on we'll change this statement. So for that I will write intervals dot begin and intervals dot end, and this statement will sort our entire two-dimensional vector. Now in the next step we want to assign 1 to start and 3 to end. So for that we know that our 1 is at 0, 0 position, 3 is at 0, 1 position, so we'll do it accordingly. So for that int start is equal to intervals of 0, 0 and our end will be equal to intervals of 0, 1. We'll run a range based for loop. We are actually writing our main logic here. So we'll check if our I of 0 is less than equal to end. What this means that, let's look back at our slide. Currently I of 0 will be equal to 1 and our end will be equal to 3. So in this for loop what we are basically checking is if the end of first interval, if it's greater than the second interval starting point, it means that we'll have to merge them because they mean they are overlapping, and if they are not overlapping then the first interval, the starting point of the second interval should have been greater than the end point of the first interval. So in this case, if it is equal to, if it is less than equal to end, our end should be equal to maximum of end comma I of 1. So basically our end will be either 3 or 6, or else if that is not the case, we'll push our merged interval, that is the new start and end, in our new vector that we'll be creating now. So let's create a new vector. We'll create a two-dimensional vector and let's call it merged. So here we'll write merged dot push back. We are pushing in the current values of start and end, and then we'll assign start to be equal to I of 0 and end will be equal to I of 1. That is because of this we know that our start will be I of 0 and our end will be I of 1. So you see here, in every for loop our I of 0 and I of 1 value changes. So we'll assign start to I of 0 and our end will be I of 1, and this was our main logic. At the end, after everything will be completed, we will be left with one more step. We'll be left out with one more interval. So at the end, merge dot push back start comma end. This will push back the remaining interval, the left out interval at the end, and will return merged. This is our vector that we newly created, wherein we are adding our new intervals, our merged intervals, and will return that vector. Let's run our program. So here you can see we got our output correct. Now let's try and submit our program. Okay, so here we are done with our program. It ran successfully. So this was all about how we merge intervals, and you see our main logic was actually in the for loop. So yes, if you have any queries, you can post your queries in the comment section. And this was all for this video.